Good morning and welcome to our assembly from Kilkenny College this morning, the 3rd of March. By the time you'll be watching it, it'll be the 4th of March. And Mr. Thompson has just informed me that it's Seachtain na Gaeilge, so I would like to say Céad míle fáilte romh go léir agus tá ánáthas orm bheith anseo libh sa sépéal aniu. Níl mo chuid Gaeilge go han flúirseach ach tá grá mór agam leis an teanga. So I love Irish, but sadly it's not my strong point. I'm not sure what my strong point is. I'm still working on it. But it's really lovely to be here. Lovely to see the spring weather, the spring sunshine, to see life and hope, to see the students coming back on campus, and even to see Mr. Tide and Mr. Thompson and a few flowers and a few candles. Where would we be without them? As we gather, I'm very conscious myself that I have a number of friends who are going through a difficult time at the moment. Some of them have recently been bereaved, some of them have sick family members, some of them are struggling with all that's going on at the moment in the world. So I would invite you, just as we begin, to take a moment of silence. Maybe put on your cup of tea, put your feet on the ground, and just take a moment to open your heart and open your mind to invite God into your life this day. Psalm 34. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Happy is the one who takes refuge in him. Dear Father in heaven, we come to you this day with thanks. We come to you for again and again you have helped us. Again and again you have let your light shine out so that we could be glad and know that our lives are always in your hands. Protect us on this earth, especially now where it is so necessary. Protect us that the light of true life may shine more and more brightly, and we may praise your name with our whole heart. Be with us this day and every day. O God, touch our hearts with your Spirit. Amen. So Mr. Tide now is going to play our hymn, 40 Days and 40 Nights. So if you know the words, sing along. Mr. Tide. I actually thought that this week was International Women's Week, so I was a little bit more focused on talking about women. So I thought to myself, I can either come in and say nothing, or I can talk. And I'm very good at talking, so here I am. There are a lot of things that I would like to just maybe draw your attention to and to celebrate. And for me, they're good news stories. I've noticed at the end of the 6-1 news many evenings, they tend to play a little piece of good news, and I think it's a really nice thing to do, because there's so much negativity in the world and we're surrounded by it. But I think we really do need to focus on some of the positive things. As you can see, I'm wearing a really bright coloured top this morning, and it says Louisburg Community TV. And Louisburg is my hometown in Mayo. But when the COVID struck, one of the first casualties for the people of Louisburg was their annual Féile Ceisciún. And instead of throwing their hands in the air and saying, well, that's it, it's not going to go ahead, one local man decided to set up a local community television. And people from all around the world got little slots on it to play music, to sing songs, to dance, to tell stories, and it was a huge success. It was really, really popular. And people from Australia, America, Canada, New Zealand, all parts of the world contacted him to thank him for providing that service. So to me, that little ray of hope is something that I like to focus on, and I'm really proud of the people at home for doing that. This week has been a special week in Kilkenny College, and we started the week with beautiful weather, and it's not bad today, and I hope over the rest of the week that it'll stay good. But the really uplifting thing for me was to come in here on Monday morning and see students, and to hear them, and to feel their energy, and to have little conversations with them in different places. And I honestly felt such a surge of joy and an uplift in my own heart. It feels really, really special, and I'm delighted that they're here and that the sun is shining and that they're around the place. We are looking forward to welcoming back the rest of the school over time, but at the moment it's really, really great to feel that we're making that little bit of progress. The other thing that has struck me is, I don't know if you're aware of Strava and this running for the school and being active for Kilkenny College and for the Kilkenny Sports Partnership. I've never had a Strava, whatever you call it, account before, but I've signed up for it, and I have found out that I'm extremely competitive. So much so that I jumped out of bed at 5 o'clock this morning and pulled on my runners and ran practically 12 kilometres and came home feeling wonderful. So I feel like, I feel like the flowers of spring this morning. But I think when I look at the Strava page, at the Kilkenny College page, and I see how much activity all of you are doing in different ways. Some of you are doing fantastic runs, some of you are doing walks, some of you are doing long walks, some of you leave squiggles on the pages where you're running round and round in circles. But there are so many of you doing great things, and I know that when you move, you feel better in yourself. I feel better in myself, and I'm delighted to see so many of you. I love the photographs that people upload and little snapshots of flowers or rivers or the sea or a donkey or whatever it is that people meet when they're out running. So well done to each and every one of you. I think it's fantastic. You remember a few weeks ago I mentioned that I love chocolate, and I was really disappointed because no chocolate came in the post. And I went out and bought it for myself. But just yesterday, after school, there was a knock on my door, and one of the Leaving Cert students arrived in with this beautiful card that she had made herself, and a little message in it for me, telling me that she had seen that assembly and she realised I love chocolate. And inside in the card was a lovely bar of dairy milk. And as you can see, it didn't survive the night. I thought I'd bring it to assembly today, but I ate it. So I would like to say thank you, and I'm really touched to receive a gift like that. So that's another little bright spot in my life. Finally, the good news. My wife and myself were working in the garden, and I was using the wheelbarrow, but she wanted it. And she said, we really need 2 wheelbarrows. And would you believe it? I was driving home last night from school, and on the motorway, as I drove along, I saw a wheelbarrow turned upside down that had fallen off the back of a truck or something. So I stopped my car, as you shouldn't do on the motorway, and I reversed to examine the wheelbarrow, and I hopped out and wheeled it up, and it's perfect. Now, if anybody has lost a wheelbarrow, please feel free to contact me. But the Lord provides, and I was very grateful. So I really today want to thank God for all of the good things in my life. And there are so many things to be grateful for. And I just hope and pray that we can all find something like that in our day-to-day life. Thanks for putting up with me today, and hopefully we'll have something even more exciting next week to celebrate International Women's Week. So, go raibh míle maith go léir agus slán tamil.
Fáilte romh go léir ar maidin seo é seachtain na Gaeilge. Good morning, everybody, and welcome as ever to our weekly assembly this morning. As you are aware, since Sunday evening and Monday morning, members of sixth form have been able to return to school. And as Reverend Alex has said, it's been wonderful to see people back around the campus. We've been very fortunate, the weather's been lovely, and it's great to see the sixth years re-establishing themselves back in school, getting themselves back into normal routine of teaching and learning, and getting themselves ready to move on now through into the final stage of sixth year and through to the Leaving Certificate and beyond. I want to thank all of my colleagues in the boarding, household and catering areas of the school, to thank the nursing team, to thank the grounds team, everybody who has worked over the course of the recent weeks to prepare for our sixth year's return, and to commend all of my teaching colleagues for the immediate return to class and support and guidance for our sixth years that's been provided. But most of all, I want to say well done to everybody in sixth year. It's genuinely wonderful to see you all back here, to feel your energy around the school, to see you smiling, laughing, talking with each other, moving about, getting into your classes, getting back formally into your studies, and progressing forward now in this really important time for each and every one of you. As you have returned to class this morning, we're going to be going around to meet with you, to get you to complete documentation that has arrived from the State Exams Commission in relation to the Leaving Certificate. We need you to sign up to confirm the subjects that you're studying this year and your initial indication and confirmation of the levels that you're studying those at. So myself and the Deputy Principals will be doing that with you during the course of the afternoon today, Thursday. For everybody in the other years, years 1 to 5, to recognise that you've had to recommence back with remote teaching and learning, to thank you for your continued commitment to that, to say to members of fifth form that we're hoping to see you back here in just 8 short school days' time, back from the 15th of April, subject to that being confirmed by the Department of Education and Skills, and that we're all working towards Monday the 12th of April, the end of the Easter break, where it's our sincere hope that everybody will be able to return not only to our own school, but to school across the entire country. Reverend Alex has done his 12k today. He's outrun everybody else in school this morning, but I hope everybody is aware of the Move for Your School campaign that's taking place during the course of the month of March. And if I can encourage you to please participate in that. Walk, jog, run, whatever suits you best. It gives you a chance to get out within your 5k and get some mileage under your belt and get some oxygen into your lungs. And for all of us to do that in whatever shape or form we feel most comfortable in doing, undertaking that project. We'd really like to see you involved in that. Mr. Lowry is coordinating that on behalf of all of us, and to express our collective thanks to Mr. Lowry for the time that he's giving to making sure that all of our efforts are accounted for and recorded. So our other announcements for this morning: a reminder that the poetry competition has been launched and is taking place, and the closing date for that is Friday of next week, Friday the 12th of March. Also a notification for all members of fifth form. UCD have invited people to register for a virtual campus tour of UCD. That's in lieu of their own open day for this year, and if you're interested in registering for that, if you would please contact Mr. Stafford at his college email. He'll be able to give you the detail and the registration requirements for that. So it's for all members of fifth form. For people who are coming into first year next year, and many of you have siblings who are coming into first year next year, next Wednesday, the 11th of March, was due to be the date for the Kilkenny College Open Scholarships and the Incorporated Society Scholarships for the incoming first year for next year. As with so many other things, we've had to postpone those because we can't, under level 5 restrictions, invite 140 people onto the campus. We've notified all parents and guardians of the incoming first years of that postponement, just to take the opportunity to reaffirm that postponement is in place. We will continue to monitor the situation, and potentially during May or possibly even into June, if circumstances permit us to invite all of the incoming first years into the campus for both the scholarships and for an opportunity to see the campus. We will do that, but we will only be able to do that if national health guidelines have changed to a lower level of restriction that allows us to do that sometime in May or June. We will continue to keep everybody posted. So as we continue on through our day and through the week, can I just take the opportunity to wish you well? Thank everybody, as before, for your continued commitment to your classes, to your study, and to your connection both with your teachers and with each other across the years. We are making real progress at a national level, and the hard bit for us now is to stay focused on the important small things, whether it's in school or at home, making sure that we're sanitising our hands, that we're maintaining social distance, that we're wearing masks, that we're not now, when we're seeing genuine evidence of making progress in combating COVID-19 and moving to reduce and hopefully eradicate COVID-19, that each of us continues to maintain that small bit of personal discipline to ensure that we're all individually playing our small part to allow a massive national collective effort to succeed in the weeks and the months ahead of us. So to wish you well for today and for the rest of the week. Look forward to seeing you again next week, and best wishes.